Hello everybody, welcome to Lord El-Melloi's Case Files episode 5 anime review. This episode had a bit of everything really. We had the resolution as to what the hell's happened, how these people have been murdered and all that. And then we just had a big old fight. And everyone likes big old fights. Do you like? I like big old fights. Do you like? Yeah, it was good. Anyway, let's crack on with the episode because I've not got a lot to say in this opening bit. We'll get to the stuff as we get to it. There's some stuff I didn't expect. So, yeah, let's do this. We pick up where we left off last week. Remember, that lady died. Don't remember her name, but she's dead now. It's okay. Then they're trying to interact with her body, the necromancy, to see what happened and all that. There's a spell interrupting it, so they can't see what it is. The glasses woman blames Blondie, whose names I wrote down. His name is Wills. Not Will. Wills, with an S at the end. Wills. Yeah, and then Waver says, no, it's someone else. Let's solve this thing properly. Investigation continues. He asks Shishigo for help, gives him a cigarette. Not a cigarette, cigar, it's more like, yep. Then Rhinez is talking to Glasses. Glasses also seems to have mystic eyes. Maybe it was just the reflection, but they were glowing. I'm pretty sure they were glowing. Yeah, then we go to Shishigo and Graber. They found a book on fairies and lore and fairy lore is what it was. And then Wills also has mystic eyes. I was like, bloody hell, everybody's got mystic eyes. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. A lot of people have got mystic eyes. And yeah, this little opening bit was fine. The mystic eyes bit, I was like, okay, so that's going to relate somehow, the mystic eyes. And it did, but we find it out a bit later on. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. While carrying some books, both Shishigo and Graber get attacked by a big old dog. By a big dog. But she kills it with her big old scythe. Then they go discuss it with everyone. I should mention Wills has been like locked up in a... He's just been confined to a room at this point. Forgot to mention it earlier. The dog is actually the true form of the lightning that's been killing everyone. So the lightning hasn't been killing anyone, it's been the dogs. And then they talk about the scythe a little bit more. The scythe is actually King Arthur's spear. And no, I'm not going to try and pronounce what it is. I haven't even wrote it down. It's like Rothenguard. It's not right at all. It started with an R, which, you know, didn't see that coming. It's the proper spear, but kind of, I guess. Then they talk about King Arthur and the Holy Grail War a bit. They're like, what? King Arthur was a woman? Huh? Shishigo? And I'm like, okay. And then they discuss it some more, and then Avalon, and then he's like, you know what? Figured it out, I have. Waver does. I like this little bit because it's like multi-layered, because obviously in Fate Apocrypha, yes, it's not canon, but you can still think about it. Shishigo was Mordred's master, and the Lance killed Mordred in real life. So yeah, you know, it's like multi-layered stuff going on here. I think the Lance was what killed her. Or him. Him. Mordred, you know? I know it's a her in Fate. Doesn't matter, it's too confusing. We're not gonna jump into that. That could be a whole other video, is let's go into the lore. Going into the lore, very dangerous thing. Waver gathers the crew, as they shall now be known. They're basically just everyone, and like, hey guys, we're gonna do a ritual, let's do this thing. Rhinez is like, I can't help you, and he's like, just sit there. She looks right perturbed about it. Perturbed? That's a good word. That is a good word, perturbed. Then her eyes set on fire. You know, it's good reason to be perturbed, but they're not actual fire. I guess it's like illusion fire that doesn't actually burn, or something, I don't know. The fairy lady appears again, and then they discuss essentially what's going on. The workshop was designed to draw out mystic eyes, because the Wills' mystic eyes is something to do with fairies. Again, it's all jargony, so I'm doing the best I can. The workshop is a murder device, basically, used to create artificial fairies, which then kill more people, which create more artificial fairies. I think I'm getting this right. But then the person who was running the workshop, whose name I didn't write down, Wills' dad, I think. The fairy killed him because he was using her or whatever. And so yeah, that's basically we solved what's happened basically. Glasses tries to blame Wills again because of his eyes, and then Waver pulls out the excellent point. He's like, would you put a knife on trial? No, you put whoever used the knife on trial. I'm like, you know what? He's got a good point there. That is a good point for this context of this. It makes sense. Good job, Waver. But then, yeah, you can tell I was about to cut them, but then I didn't. There's a cave in, sort of a cave in. The rubble starts shaking. Is it a cave in? It's not in a cave, or is it just like a rubble in? Classic content here at this place. They all look outside and there's loads of black dogs running around. They've come out of a big old gate, like, I don't know, what's a reference? It's a big old gate. I can't think of a reference, my bad. The end of Borderlands 1. There's whatever. Loads of dogs running outside. Reiner's and Glass's lady stay inside. She like protects the house. Like she looks like she's TPing the house. TP stands for toilet paper. Yeah, that's what it looks like with her magic, but it's not. It's just a barrier, I guess. The other four, that being Shishigo, Wills, Waver, and Graber, all go outside to fight the things. And there is, you know what? Considering I'm going to sound like an idiot, I haven't looked it up. I'd never heard of this studio before, Troika. It looks alright, you know? The fighting and stuff is like pretty damn good. Like considering I wasn't expecting this to be very fighty, if that makes sense. It was good. It was really good. So yeah, good job, Troika. I'm going to look up what else you made later. And then I'll be like, I've seen some of these. Or I'll be like, I've never seen any of this. I don't know. I'll look it up in a minute. But yeah, big old fight. He says to Grey, do the thing, basically. And she does the thing. She turns the scythe back into the lance. Although it's not really a lance, it's just a big old thing of light. And phew, demolishes them all. The dogs are dead. But the gate's still open. So then Wills goes to the gate to close it because they're all struggling about. They're like, oh no, what can we do? Wills is like, I know what we can do. Goes to go close it. Goes inside the gate with the fairy lady who, you know, they're together, I guess. I don't know. Waver runs after him. He's like, no, don't do it. You'll die. But the gate cuts. Gate closes. Waver's like, oh, you know, still feeling a bit sad. Glasses, this is like the next day now, tells him about the Rail Zeppelin, which sells mystic eyes. And I'm like, Rail Zeppelin, that's the name of the title. That's the title of the show, it's in there. So I'm like, that's a thing. So, from what I remember, like the first half, I assume what we've had so far has been anime original, and then I guess now we'll move into the actual light novel. I guess, I don't know, I've not read the light novel, I don't know. But yeah, and then while he's talking to her, Shishigo tells Grey, hey, keep an eye on him, because he's the trouble, that one. Because they talk about the Holy Grail War, and he's still kind of obsessed with it. And he's like, you gotta pull him out of it, man, you gotta... So when he doesn't get picked for the Grail War, I don't think we're gonna get that far in this series, but when he doesn't get picked for the Grail War, it will be curious to see how he reacts to it. Not that, like I said, not that we're gonna see this in this season, I guess, at least. But, yeah, also Graber goes all blushy because she goes like, he needs you, kid, and then he just walks off. I'm like, I don't know where he's going, he's just going off. And then they go back to London, everything's going well and everything. They solved the case, hooray! That's the end of the episode. So, like I said a bit earlier, wasn't expecting the fight to be as good as it was. Like, when you get shows that don't focus on fights and then there's a fight, kind of expect it to not be good, but this still has enough fights to where it's been a bit of a focus. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making much sense, but that makes sense to me. Like, obviously the focus is on the mystery solving and all that, and more about the characters and how they are reacting to things, and just being cool, as opposed to the fighting. But the fighting looks good too, so thumbs up. What else did I like this episode? I saw a review on the internet, I might as well pull this down. It's like, it's not too good as a detective story because we don't know the rules. And I'm like, I guess you're right, because we don't know how the magic works and that, unless you do, in which case, thumbs up. I was like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's just enjoyable to watch. I'm not looking at it as if like I'm trying to solve it as well. I was doing that at first, and I realised that's impossible because of all the magic and stuff involved. So, yeah, I see what that guy was saying, but I still think it's pretty damn good. I like the characters. The designs are good. I'm curious to see what happens next. Maybe some of the other characters will get involved, like Alluvia and the guy from the glasses guy, Cowles, is that his name? I think that's his name. Or if I've got that wrong, people are gonna be mad. But yeah, hopefully more characters get involved with the main squad. And I think they will, just because they're there. But yeah, let me know what you thought about the episode and everything. subscribe for more reviews. I'll be here doing this show every week. Check out all the other stuff I've done. And yeah, I'll be back next week for this. I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.